Good afternoon. My name is Tim Gilmore, and I'd like to welcome everybody back to our third vlog that we have going on. During this week's vlog, what we're gonna continue to dive into numbers. I kind of want to show you a data tracking series that I created, and I'm going to show you how to insert graphs, how this graphs can give visual representation to data within your classroom. Also, I'll show you how to insert image galleries, how that can help, and then I'm going to show you how to tie that all together. So I hope you enjoy, and this is beneficial to your classroom. So the first topic we're going to talk about is creating visual graphs. So in our Numbers app, we'll start by clicking on the plus sign. Then I'll click on the second tab over, which has a graph. So notice it has 3D graphs, interactive graphs. We're going to use a 2D graph to keep it simple. We'll drag this graph up into our number series here, and we'll make it smaller so that we can visually see it. Now notice it has two things that we're comparing. We're only going to compare one. So I'm going to click on the graph, then I'm going to come over here to the cells, and I'm going to click on column number 1 because I'm only going to insert one piece of data. We're not going to compare too much data. Next, I'm going to title this. I'm going to title it data because we're actually going to insert student information data here in just a little bit. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. So now I'm just going to insert various scores that could have happened in a particular classroom. So I'm going to put in 5 total scores here as you watch. And you'll notice once I minimize my keyboard here, it's go ahead and graphing this for us. So it gives that visual representation of how the kids are scoring within your classroom, which I think is pretty interesting. So now what you see here is you see the visual format of data that's given from our kids' scores, and they actually see it in visual format too, and they can see either increase, decrease, or no change of scores. So to make it look a little nicer, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're going to change the background so it looks a little more representative here. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to an entire black background. So I'm first going to change the bars that are around it to make them black. And then next I'm going to fill my cells in completely black as well, just like I said, to make it look a little bit nicer. So in the end you get an entire graph around that, so it looks a lot more pleasurable to the eyes. Next I'm going to talk about adding titles to your bar graphs so to make them visually more appeasing. So first what we're going to do is click on the graph, then click on Edit Series. Next, we're going to hit the arrow button over, and now we're going to find different labels. I'm going to label each bar graph with a middle numeral number. Next, we're going to talk about adding in galleries to your Numbers app. So in the top right-hand corner, you will click on the plus sign. In the plus sign, we'll click on the fourth column over, which it has the pictures, and we're going to add in image gallery. And notice it adds this in here, and it tells the students that to tap the plus sign to add an image. So now I'm going to go to my photos, I'm going to click on an image, and I'm going to add it into my Numbers app now. Okay, let's bring it all together. So our end goal was to create an assessment template that allows for our students to hold themselves more accountable. So if you notice here for Unit 1, on the left-hand side, I've went ahead and entered the assessments for this unit. So under Unit Pretest, I'm going to go ahead and make up a false score and put it in here and say the student scored a 42%. And I'm going to enter, and notice it goes ahead and graphs this to give them a visual representation. Also, what you'll notice too is that it instantly turns red because I've done a conditional highlighting within this cell to say anything that scored below 70% will be red, anything above 70% will turn blue. So I'll go ahead and put the remainder of the assessments in, and you'll notice how it'll graph them, giving the student a visual representation and also give them a colored representation within your table. Next, to the right-hand side, you'll see I have an image gallery placed within this template. I have my students design videos after taking the unit pretest to tell me what they need to learn in order to be successful within this section. Next, in the bottom right-hand side, what you'll see is objectives of the day. What the students will do as a warm-up, they'll type the objectives of the day within the class. Next, if you look to the right, what the question is do you feel proficient within this objective? The students are able to click on this and type in yes or click no, and if they type in yes, it turns blue. If they click in no, it turns red, giving them an idea of what they need to review before taking this test. Finally, on the left-hand side are questions that we'll answer once we get done with the entire units. I truly hope you found this beneficial and enjoyed the video on data gathering sheets using the Numbers app.